just want to sit down. Just sit down. This song says somebody ought to say thank you, Lord. Can you all hear that? For every breath we take, for every need he fulfills, for every time he's shown his face, for every sin he forgives. I know some you've been good.